Hi loves, how's it going? I just thought I would pop on, create a little class for you today. It's a full moon, so got some energy and was feeling like let's move and create some good juiciness. I'm gonna follow the seeds kata sequence-ish. So it might feel slightly familiar, but definitely expect some changes. It's just kind of how I move. If you need rest, pause the video. Keep with your breath. And keep with your body. So try and lose your mind a little bit and feel into the sensation of your body, moving in ways that feel intuitive and almost like that searching for more opening, more sensation. So getting lost in your body more than your mind. And yeah, have fun. Let's do this. We'll ground down just a little bit. So starting seated on the block. I like to have mine on the middle height. If you need double blocks or the highest setting or the lowest setting, whatever you like, you can figure that out. And then just sitting on the block, take your hands to your bum, lift your cheeks out from underneath of you to accentuate the lower lumbar, moving in. Top of the foot presses down, drags gently back towards the knee for a low hollow in the ankle. And then the heels just subtly hug in towards the midline, so hugging in towards this block. Domes land lightly to the top of the thigh, elbows push forward and wide. Fill into the heart, the whole rib cage with a big full inhale. Hold the length and space in the belly. Lift up your chin, allow your eyes to shut, and just breathe. And so finding this open posture right away, and then connecting in with the breath. Full inhales, filling up all the way to the base of the pelvis, and deep exhales, creating a circular fluid loop. Inhale, connecting to exhale. Exhale, directly connecting to the inhale. It's a full moon today, so generating some expansive, loving thoughts for yourself. And Taurus is representing sensuality, love, nurturance, abundance on a physical level. So calling in any of that kind of goodness that you want in your life. Working the thoughts, intention creates the reality. Just two more inhales into exhales. Bring a smile to your face. Promise yourself a beautiful practice. And take the block, place it to the side. Moving your way to all fours, heroed ankles, hips root back and wide. Knees energetically press down, forward and out to the side. Lengthen the belly, fullness in the heart. Two domes touch light down to the ground, down to the mat. And then holding this lightness through the back, so we find our lightness through the rib cage. And then slide the hands back into a springy hand. Walk the knees back, create spaciousness for the belly to be long. Find some organic movement here. So this might be undulating your spine, finding waves or ripples forward. I love these. It might be shifting the ribs side to side, creeping into the sideline, pushing the mat away. Each time you glide ribs to one side, drop opposite ear to shoulder. Just moving in ways that feel intuitive for you. Working undulations. It's pretty cool as you come forward to find your full capacity through the shoulder blades. And then root your hips back and create a tone and elasticity through the belly by energetically resisting your ribs forward with your hands as the hips pull back. And find center. Bowspring your align, so strong push of the mat away, heart full, all sides of the rib cage expanding. Crown of the head reaches forward, hips root back, hollows in the groins, length in the belly, fullness in the thoracic spine, so the back heart is beaming full through this mid-spine area, and we find that lower lumbar dip, spring load center. Root the hips back and wide, and then pulse your ribs forward. And keep the hips and the pelvic floor widening, glutes on the rise as you pull back, and maintain the fullness in your rib cage, all sides expanding. Next time you sit back, peel your left knee open to the side, place paw to the mat, kickstand the right foot out just a little bit, sit hips back wide, big rise up into the left ribs, hips root back, soften your belly long and open to the left, rise ribs. A couple pulses here with a dome connect. And crown of the head reaches forward, hips root back. Reach your your left arm forward and long. Big extension through the whole left side. Single crown, left seed connects to the top of the head, resist length and space into the neck, into the belly. I love to work some undulations here, so as you sit the hips back, tuck the chin into the chest, and then unfurl, bloom open. Hips sit back, chin to chest, curling, opening up. One more. Bloom open, and then resist length, one pulse to open it up. Bow open, hips rooted back, belly long, open to the left, reaching, extending. Release the crown, left seed connects to the front of your left thigh, pick up the foot, open leg to the side. Find a gentle resistance, the knee presses into the seed, hips root back and wide. You can have a gentle fist here or find that horseshoe hold, whatever feels best. Can you search for lightness underneath the right armpit? Belly long, chin lifted, throat open, pulse here. And then release down, two hands forward, all fours. Let's find some barrel rolls, so big circular motions of your rib cage. And finding full expansion on the rise and a softening on the bow of the belly. And we'll switch your roll, other direction. And then find some stillness in the center. Bowspring your spine, so find that alignment, fullness in the rib cage, all sides expanding. In particular, a focus of the pushing the mat away to really broaden through the shoulder blades. And then root your hips back, finding length in the belly, hollows in the groins. Spring load center, hips pull back wide up behind you, ribs pulse forward. So finding that gentle tug of war, the ribs pulling forward as the hips resist back. Next time your hips sit way back, peel the right knee open to the side, place paw to the mat, kickstand the left foot out just a little bit, hips sit back wide, rise up into the right ribs. Find a lightness in the right fingertips, hips root back, belly bows long to the right, chin lifted, throat open, big opening. Reach your right arm forward and long, seed hand, big extension through the whole right side. Hips sit back, belly bows open, reaching, opening. And connect right seat to the front of, or the top of the crown. And then we can play with those undulations again. So as the hips sit back, tuck your chin into your chest, curl in, and then unfurl, bloom open. A couple more times, chin dips into the chest, curling in, and then blooming open. Last one. And then one spring through the center, peel the belly open, hips root back, reaching, extending, opening up. And connect right seat to the front of right knee, pick up the foot, open leg to the side. Gentle resistance, knee presses into the hand, roots your hips back and wide, finding length and spaciousness in the belly. Check underneath the left armpit. Can you find an extra pickup, an extra push to find lightness underneath the left armpit? Chin lifted, throat open, pulse. Sit the hips towards the heel, keep your belly long, crown reaches forward. And gentle resistance stays alive. And back through center. And fill into the back, tuck the toes, lift the knees, crouching cat. Walk your feet wide, nice bend into the knees, paws connected, pushing down and out to the side. Hips root back wide and up, heart pulls forward just a little bit. Push the ground away and then spring load center. Sit back, sit deep, sit wide, heart pulls forward. And find some stillness. Externally rotate right hand, twist cat left. Toes left, knees left. Sit the hips, rise up through the ribs. Hips pull back and wide, bending and extending through the legs, and then big rise up, spiral heart up. Think about picking up the space underneath the left armpit. The more we rise through our ribs, the more the ear, right ear cascades to right shoulder. I offer you to take your left hand, catch underneath of your right ribs. Keep your hips rooted back as you spiral the heart up. And then release, take one more pulse. Back through center. Shifting the hips side to side, little pedal of the heels, knee knocks to center. Find your base, strong push of the mat away, hips rooted back and wide. Externally rotate left hand, twist cat to the right, toes and knees twist right, sit the hips towards the heel, big rise up into the right ribs. And pulsing here, bending and extending through the legs. Rising the space underneath the right armpit allows cascading left ear to shoulder. Offering you to take the right hand, catch underneath the left ribs. Keep the hips rooted back, spiral heart up, gentle, and then release right dome back to the mat. One more pulse, big extension. And back through center. Step wide, step wide. Deep seat, root your hips way back. Dome slide back. Keep the butt way, way back. By hinging at the hips, two seats push forward, rise up with an open belly. Stay here. Wide stance, paws connected, knees forward, hips back. Push your seats forward, lift up your chin. Spring load center, hips back, arms pump down, ribs rise. Each time we sit back and deep, pause, push down and out to the side, fire up your glutes. Each time we sit down, the arms rise, and then we push down on the arms to energetically lift your ribs up high. Keep the fullness in the whole rib cage. Chin lifted, throat open. And seaweed sway. Moving with the ribs. Notice if you're moving with the arms, it's different. So gliding with the rib cage and getting serpentine, hips rooted back, organic, curvy, wavy. And find some stillness in the center. And take a pause, little domes to the tops of the thighs, lift up your chin, breathe. Nice big bend into the knees. Sit the hips back, horseshoe hold to the tops of the thighs. Hovered heels, playing with some parallel parks here. So swiveling on the paw, parallel park left butt to the left. Extending through right leg. Parallel park right butt to the right. And parallel park left butt left. Parallel park right butt right. And parallel park left butt left hold, triangle pose. First stop, right hand horseshoe hold to the top of right thigh. Extend through the right leg, root your right femur back into the hip socket. Hips stay behind the heart, belly long. Reach left arm forward long. If you have more space and flexibility, right hand can slide below the knee, maybe even all the way down to the ankle, depending on your flexibility. You want to make sure you can check it out with your left hand that your lower lumbar is moving in. Other options here that are nice is a block. More pulsing wave legs. Option to stay here, wherever you are, just gentle pulsing, moving in and out. Option to reach two seeds out to the right corner and coming down into a low cheetah lunge. Lunge back and pulse. Arms out to the right, cheetah lunge and out. So that you know what that looks like from the side. It's like we're here. And then it's like, this leg stays bent, the heel digs down and drags back. Heart stays full, belly long, chin lifted, and then coming back. Wherever you are, one more pulse, one more breath, one more extension. And coming back up, rise up. Side coil pose. Bend into the knees, hips rooted back, right seed connects to the inseam of right knee. Left arm reaches long to the right side, sweep back ecstasy. Drag the left paw back, and then reach and extend, rise into the left ribs. So little pulsing, hips root back, belly bows long forward, extend, rise, and arc over. Head presses into the hand, throat opens, gaze shifts long to the right. One more pulse. Beautiful. Two seeds push long to face the right, chin lifted, throat open. We'll take a little spring into infinity pose, connecting heel either to the shin or to the knee. Left knee stays narrow, standing leg stays bent. Root your hips back, belly stays long and open. Push your arms forward to really feel through the shoulder blades, lift up your chin. One more big full inhale here, pushing forward to lift up, lengthen, open. And then coming to center, connect your hands, interlace them and place them to the crown of your head. Rise into the resistance of your hands. Take your left knee out to the side, open leg, sit the hips back and wide, keep your belly long and your head resisting into your hands. Step back, zigzag, pulse center, hips sit low, belly stays long, resist length into the neck, length into the belly, pulse. Really Place 2 seeds forward or over to this sort of right corner-ish area. Take a little spring, connect your left seed to the front of left knee, open leg. Resist seed to knee, hips root back, belly stays long and open, reaching, extending. One more big full inhale. Exhale, 2 seeds forward, sit back, sit wide, step, wide stance, seaweed sway. Cool. Find some stillness in the center. Horseshoe hold to the tops of the thighs. Root your hips back and wide. Cool. Hovered heels, parallel park. The right butt to the right. Parallel park, left butt left. Parallel park, right butt right. Parallel park, left butt left. Parallel park, right butt right. Hold here. Okay. So setting up this, what will be triangle pose in bowspring. The hips root back. First stop, horseshoe hold to the top of the thigh. Keeping the hips rooted behind the heart, the belly long, big extension, right arm reaches long towards the left. Second stop, depending on your flexibility. And check this out. So this energetically, this leg is rooting back. Dust on my knees. Energetically, this left femur is rooting back into the hip socket, so finding a gentle extension without locking out this extended leg. So first stop. Second stop, if you have more flexibility, extending the hand below the knee, maybe even all the way down to the ankle. You can also have a block and just pulsing wave leg, so pulsing extension into this at least your left leg. Pardon me. And check your back. We want to keep the lower lumbar moving in and keep an opportunity for our glutes to stay engaged. So you can stay here, or you can play with those cheetah lunges. What those will look like is reaching 2 arms over to the left and then dropping into a deep squat in the right knee. This leg extends, but we keep our pocket in the back of the right knee. What is your left knee? And we dig the heel down and drag it back. And coming back up, pulse, and back. And pulse, and back. One more, wherever you are. Okay, and then wherever you are, coming back up, setting up for a side coil pose. So here, nice bend into the knees, hips root back and wide, left seed connects to the inseam of left knee, right arm reaches long to the left side, so finding that big extension and sweeping the hand back into ecstasy. Right paw digs down, drags back, belly bows long and open, and then we reach and extend the elbow forward and long, or left and long. Little dig, drag, hips root back, big extension. Pulsing here, toes connected. One more pulse. And then push 2 seeds over to the left side. I'll take a little spring, infinity. Option right heel can land either to the shin or to the knee. Standing leg is bent, so it's safe for your heel to be on your knee. Hips are rooted back, belly stays long, ribs rising. Arms push forward, search for the hollows in your armpits, chin lifted, throat open. You can stay more static here, just like so, holding your alignment, holding your balance. Or you can begin to push your arms forward, keep your hips rooted back, begin to rise your ribs, lengthen the belly, pushing forward. And notice it's not my arms lifting, it's my ribs and my belly. My ribs are rising and my belly's lengthening. One more big full inhale. Exhale, back, neutral spine. Interlace your hands forward and then place them to the crown of your head. Resist your head up into your hand. And take your right knee out to the side. Sit back, sit deep. Step back, zigzag. So we'll pulse here, root your hips back and wide. Belly stays long, and then resist length into the neck and into the belly. And for alignment, the right foot lands just about in line with your left heel. Knees splay wide. Last pulse. Release your arms out to the side or just kind of forward to the left corner. Little spring. Left seed connects to the front of left knee, open leg. Left knee hugs in, root your hips back, resist seed to knee, lengthen the belly, lift up your chin and fly. One more big full inhale. Exhale, two seeds push long, sit back, sit deep, sit wide, step wide. Seaweed sway. Fire that up real quick. While we're at it, let's play. So we've got a wide stance here. Place your block just out of your way. Deep seat, root your hips way back. Domes touch light to the mat. Underneath of the shoulders, hands plant bright, a springy, strong hand. Take your heart forward. Eyes look forward. Push the ground away, Superman strong. And then moving with a big spring, spring like you mean it. Hop wide stance, land light. Land back. Not wide stance. Land back, feet as wide as the mat. Root the hips back and wide. Nice bend into the knees. And then hinging at the hips, two seeds push forward, rise up, open belly. So holding our alignment as we move. Let's just take the domes to the thighs and take a pause. Lift your chin, allow your eyes to shut and breathe. This is a good place for water too. And take some. So standing at the top of your mat or ish, wherever, feet wide, almost as wide as your mat. I like a little bit of a wider stance versus feet as wide as the hips. So you can play with that, whatever makes you feel like you can keep your pelvic floor opening wide behind you. So gentle spring in the knees always. Shifting more weight in the front of the paw and connecting the paw nice and strong. So the paw connects into our posterior chain. The paw is the toe pads and mounds. So knees push forward, hips root back. Reach your arms forward, find the fullness, spaciousness, all sides of the ribcage expanding. Sweep back, ecstasy. And cupping the back of the head. Elbows pull forward and energetically widen. Head presses into the hand, throat opens, belly lengthens. Sit back, sit deep, sit wide. Hold your roots as you rise through the center, forearms lift towards the sky. So keeping our hollows in the ankles, in the back of the knees, and in the groins. So what that means is keeping our zigzag, so this guy is moving in, this guy's moving in, and this guy's moving in, versus this. Just holding those zigzags, those gentle bends, those hollows. One more through center. Opening up. And then rise through the middle, arc over to the right. Crescent right. Elbows hug forward, hips root back. Head presses into the hand, throat opens, belly opens. Release your right hand, horseshoe hold to the top of right thigh. Press length and space into the right as you rise and arc through the left. Option to stay, option sit slower, cross right hand, catch outside edge of left thigh, binding to get bigger, deeper, fuller into your left side. Hips root back, paws connected, knees hugging externally. Head presses into the hand, head in line with the heart. One more pulse. Back through center. Both hands ecstasy, elbows hugging forward. Head presses into the hand, rise through the middle, forearms up towards the sky. Lengthening the belly, keeping full through the heart and engaged through the glutes, through the whole root system. Rise center, arc over left, crescent to the left. Release your left hand, horseshoe hold to the top of left thigh. Press length and space into the left as you continue to rise up and arc over through the right. Option to stay here. Option to sit deeper, root your hips further back, cross your left hand to catch the outside edge of your right thigh. Using this bind, the thigh gently pulls against the hand to get deeper, bigger, fuller into your right side. Head into the hand, open the throat. One more pulse, open up. And then release. Take a pause and just feel. Push 2 seats forward. Sit back, sit wide. Arc over to the right, dig, drag left, picks up the foot, hug the knee in, step wide. Arc over to the left, sit back, sit wide, hug your right knee in, step wide, seaweed sway. Okay, find center. Sit the hips way back, wide, up behind. Domes touch light to the mat. Slide back, right? Fill into the heart. Keep pushing the mat away. Step back, or hop back, crouching cat. And pedal the heels. And little shifts of the hips side to side. And pulse center, hips root back, heart pulls forward. Externally rotate right hand, twist cat left. Toes left, knees left, sit the hips towards the heel. Rise up into the left ribs. Soften your belly open to the left. And push the ground away with the right hand. And picking up the under hip. And reach left arm forward long, big extension, one more pulse. Keep your hips pulling back towards the right to slowly lower your right hip down to the mat. Seated side twist. Left dome lands out in front of your heart. Check this out. You can kind of stay right here. Hips behind the heart, belly long, chin lifted, throat open. Or you can press the mat away, rise into your left ribs, and allow your right ear to right shoulder. Drop. You can pulse there. It's through the rising of the ribs that the ear drops towards the shoulder. If we're like this, it's not organic to look like that. So it's only through the rise of the ribs that the ear cascades to shoulder. Okay, extend your right arm long to the top left-hand corner of the mat. Bend your right elbow and catch your head in your hand. Horseshoe hold left hand to the top of left thigh. A little resistance, press your thigh into your hand to send your hips back. Open up your belly. So connecting engagement in the center, in the belly lines. And then releasing both hands ecstasy, catch behind the head. Sticky pedal. So finding a resisted pedal. Recruiting into the left glute. Right knee can energetically press down into the mat as well, and this will recruit both glutes. Opening and bowing. Okay, and then allow your left leg to drape over top of your right. Right hand to the outside edge of your left thigh. Left hand chin up bar behind you. So a gentle twist. Extend your right arm long. Left hand back in front of your heart. Like you're sliming off of the mat. Keep your right ear connected to your right shoulder and rise up through your left ribs. Hands forward, eyes forward. Twist back, crouching cat. Option, pulse through the center, sit your hips back wide, heart pulls forward. Option, take a couple of hops, hopping on the spot, or cat burglar hops forward and back. Can also play stag leaps. Kicking a wave leg out each time. Crouching cat. Externally rotate the left hand, twist cat right. Toes right, knees right. Sit the hips towards the heel. Big rise up into the right ribs. Hips root back, belly bows long. Reaching, opening, and extending. Right arm can reach long. Last 2 pulses. Full extension through the right side. And then keep your hips rooted back towards the left to slowly lower your left hip down to the mat. Seated side twist. Right dome out to the side. Hips behind the heart. Lengthen the belly, chin lifted, throat open. So option to stay here, just static, or option to play that pulse, so rooting back. It's kind of like a creepy little thing here. So it's like you begin to rise into your ribs and drop ear to shoulder. Okay, extend your left arm long to the top right hand corner of the mat. Lie onto your side. Left elbow bends so that your left hand can catch your head. Right hand horseshoe hold to the top of right thigh. So laying on the sides might be helpful to shimmy your hips back. And take this hand, press your thigh into the hand to send your hips further back and lengthen into the belly. Holding this engagement, catch both hands ecstasy, elbows forward. Press your head into the hands and begin to find a sticky pedal. So creating that resisted pedal like you're pedaling through cold honey. And connecting into your right glute. Left knee can energetically resist into the mat to connect into your left butt too. Okay, find some stillness. Right leg drapes over top of the left. Take your left hand to the outside edge of your right thigh. Right hand dome, back behind, gentle twist. And then continue to roll onto your back, arms up to the sky, toes, hips, heart, and head. Help you to the center of your mat. Get your knees, freedom pose, little rock side to side. And take the knees in the air, arms push high up into the sky. Active twist, knees move a little bit away, arms reach a little bit back to search for that length and tone in the belly. Chin stays lifted, throat open, knees halfway right, arms halfway left. I'm working little frog kicks, double kick out, bring it back, and then switch sides. Knees over to the left, arms to the right, frog kick out, bring it back, and switch sides. So finding a fluid frog kick active twist, and searching and holding that length and resistance into the belly. Back and forth, heroed ankles, fiesta foot. And catch your knees. Knees pull heavy, arms long, and release your feet. Little gentle rocks if that feels good. And Cross right ankle over top of left thigh, and pulling in to catch the shin. Resist your ankle into your thigh, thigh back into ankle. Belly stays long, lower lumbar lifted in its natural curve. And sometimes rocking here feels good to me too. It sort of shifts the stretch. And find some stillness in the center. Keep your legs as they are. Keep the resistance of the ankle into the thigh alive. Reach 2 seeds high into the sky. A little core here. So moving your legs away from you as a unit. Heel taps down, arms reach back, and then lift back up. And then catch both knees, little rock. And full softness, full let go in these little moments of rest. And we'll switch sides. Left ankle over top of right thigh. Knee stays slightly narrow, gives your groin an opportunity to stay soft. And I like to catch right hand to left heel. Just keep your spine in its natural alignment. Thoracic spine full and broad. Slight kyphotic curve in the lower lumbar and the cervical spine in their slight lordotic curve. Just slightly moving in. Resist ankle into thigh, thigh back into ankle. Little rocks if that feels good. And then release, legs stay as a unit, keep the resistance ankle into thigh, arms push high up into the sky. And we'll take a little core, so moving the legs away from you as a unit, heel taps down to the ground, searching for the tone, the length in the belly, and then lifting back up. And last pulse. Uncross your legs, catch your knees. Extend your left arm long. Lie back onto your left side. To lie onto your belly. And shimmy back to the middle of your mat. So elbows forward of the shoulders. Make a little whatever with your hands, flower cup or a prayer or whatever. And then gently press your knees down, and the knee should be hitting at the meaty part, the base of the thigh. So it's less knee, more like quad thigh, beginning of the thigh. And then I want you to press down there and begin to tone the belly by digging the thigh down and pulling it back towards the hips, and the elbows are going to push down, fill into the back of your heart, and pull towards the hips as well. So it's like both things are squeezing into the midline to lengthen the belly. We have the effect of the ribs pulling forward and the hips rooting back. Chin lifted, throat open. One more full inhale. You can add, actually we can stay here a little longer. Just gentle tick-tocks back and forth if that feels good. Okay, and coming back through center, and just soften. And take your head to your hands and broaden the shoulders, or what are your winglings, your elbows. You can relax the feet. Here are the ankles. And take a big breath. For me, sometimes having like a double fist here feels better. And then place your hands wide. Recruit the glutes, so then find that gentle bend into the knees, hamstring hug energy, heels to the bum. Feeling heart, butt engaged, pull the hips back, rise up. And so a little bit of panther prep here. Hamstring hug heels to the bum. Make sure you have strong hollows in your groin so that the butt is up versus this. This is a no bueno, and this is going to save your back and allow you an opportunity to keep your glutes engaged. So hamstring curl energy, heels towards the bum. Fullness in the back of the heart versus this, so no collapse. You want to keep the back heart full, chin lifted, lengthen the belly, and an energetic rooting of the hips back. And come down on an angle, and then lift back up. And the heels energetically pulling towards the glutes gives us a little hand. Last one. Hands back on the mat. All fours. Cool. So all fours. We're going to move in it a little bit. We're going to just blast out a square leg to open leg sequence. We're going to end with some fire core, fire butt. But things to keep in mind is like it's easy in this position, especially when we start to feel a burn in our butt, to collapse the heart, and even myself. So just being aware that that's a tendency, and we can keep that fullness in the back of the heart to protect our spine, hips rooted back, lengthen the belly. So left leg straight back behind square leg. Keep the knee energetically hugging low. We're going to move with this leg, so it's going to go square leg, down center, open leg, back center, square leg, open leg. Find a resisted quality, so it's like your knee is moving through molasses. Next time your knee moves out to the side, hold here and little forwards and backs. Less is more, just little mini forwards and backs. And then find some stillness with the knee forward and draw little circles. And then circles the other way. And then extend your leg out and pump it up. Keep pushing the mat away. Chin lifted, throat open. And then bring it back down. Knee bends through center, straight back behind. Shift weight to the left. Right hand catches the inside edge of the ankle. Hold here, little resistance, or open up into it. One more full inhale. Exhale, release. Give your bum a little glide side to side. Okay, other side. Right knee straight back behind, square leg. Keep the energy of the knee hugging low, and then we'll move with it. Knee moves down and out to the side, down center, straight back behind. So moving from square leg to open leg, keeping fullness in the heart, chin lifted, throat open. Moving like your knee is resisting through cold honey. And then next time your knee goes out to the side, hold here, little forwards and back. So keeping the knee narrow, less is more. And start to move almost like a unit as the knee pulls forward, the hips move back. We'll find some stillness, little circles in the air. And switch your circles other direction. Extend your leg out to the side and pump it up and down. Bend through your knee, bring it back, and straight back behind. Shift weight to the right hand, left hand catches the inside edge of the ankle. You can hold just here, gentle, or kick up into it just a little bit. One more full inhale. Exhale, release. 2 hands to the mat, give your bum a little wiggle, shake it side to side. Okay. Option, you can keep your hero feet, root the hips up and wide, or tuck your toes, lift up, crouching cat. Wherever you are, meet in a crouching cat. Hips root back, heart pulls forward. Externally rotate right hand, twist cat left. Hips sit back wide, rise into the ribs. Belly bows long, ear to shoulder lifting up, arcing over. Drop the right, pick up the left, one arm, one leg, side balance. Root your right femur back into the hip socket, open your belly long to the left. Left knee keeps hugging in, rise into the left ribs, and allow your right ear to cascade to shoulder. Keep your dome connected to the mat, or connect dome to the top of the thigh, and with sensitivity find an internal engagement. Hold here, crown reaching, hips rooting, open belly. One more full inhale. Exhale. Left hand plants down on an external rotation. Left knee sweeps underneath of you, revolve your kitty, left foot steps long beside the right. Sit the hips towards the heel, big reach right arm, stretches long, open up. Hips drop low, thighs pull back. Big stretch, open and bow. One more. Hips low, thighs pull back. Stretch, open, bow. Back through center. Other side. Externally rotate left hand, twist cat right. Toes right, knees right. Sit the hips, rise up through the ribs. Chin is lifted, throat is open. Pulsing extension into the sideline. Drop the left, pick up the right, one arm, one leg, side balance. Extend through your right, your left femur, root the femur back wide into the hip socket. Rising into the right ribs, left ear to left shoulder. Open your belly, right knee keeps hugging in. Stay with the dome connect, or connect dome to the top of the thigh. Internal engagement. Open the belly, crown reaches, hips root. And one more big full inhale. Exhale. Right hand plants on an external rotation. Right knee sweeps underneath of you, steps long beside the left. Sit the hips, drop them low, big extension, reach open and bow. Hips drop low, thighs pull back, paws connected. Lift, open up. Last one. Peel open. Back through center. Big hop, you can take up to 3 if you want. Everybody hopping forward. Hip distance apart, maybe as wide as your mat. Root your hips back, lengthen the belly. Coming up high, you can catch your block if you want. Block feels nice here to me. So block on a high setting, or if that's not good enough, coming up above the knees, horseshoe hold to the tops of the thighs. When I keep the lower lumbar moving in, the femurs rooting back, you can catch your bum and spread it wide behind you. Shifting the weight forward into the paw, hover the heels, just a baby's hover. And paws push down and out to the side as we lengthen into the back line. Heart stays full, crown reaches forward. One more big full inhale. Exhale, bend into the knee, block to the side, rise up, open belly. Little pause, water. At the top of your mat, little bend into the knees, knees forward, hips back. Connect 2 seeds, low down by the belly. Elbows push forward wide, lifted chin, open throat. Shift weight to the left, hover the right heel. Dig, drag, picks up the foot. Hero the ankle, sit your hips back, belly stays long, ribs rise. Pulse, standing leg. I offer you with this pulse to connect a little pedal in that right leg. So left knee pulsing, right one pedaling. Find some stillness. Sit the hips back to lightly land right paw back, high lunge. Reach 2 seeds forward, inflate through the back, and then sweep your hands back into ecstasy. So here the stance is short and your feet are like on railroad tracks, hips parallel forward. You're gonna sit back, pull the hips back and wide, and then lift up through the middle. Keep your roots, so keep your hollows. Sit back and low, widen, and then rise. One more time. Two seeds, push forward. Chin lifted, throat open. You're gonna pulse forward. What are we gonna do? We're gonna pulse. I don't wanna do that sequence totally. A little pulse into cross ankle squat. Knee stays narrow. Sit your hips back and wide, arms rise. Pump down, feel your ribs rise. Lifted chin. First stop, 2 seeds meet the base of your thighs. So here, literally pushing the thigh down to lengthen the belly, ribs rise. Second stop, sits lower. Roots your hips further back. Hands to the shin. Resist your ribs forward. Option for a twist here. I'll connect left seed to somewhere along your right thigh. Right hand catches underneath of the left ribs or just along the left rib side and spirals up towards the right. Keep the hips tacked back and then big extension. Right arm reaches long to the left. And twisting with a little resistance of the seed against the thigh. One more full inhale. Exhale, back center. 2 seeds, push forward. Cross all the way over. Knees squish forward, hips root back. Sweep your hands back into ecstasy. Pulse through the middle. Knees forward, hips back. Hold those roots as you rise center. Forearms lift up. One more, lift up. Okay. Left heel, or what is your right heel kicks your bum, heel press. So connecting for engagement, little resist. And then the outside edge of the ankle is caught. Hero ankle, right knee hugs in, standing leg bent. Coming to, well, first option, just hold, balance, it'll be strong. Second option comes down halfway. Or all the way, depending on your flexibility in your hamstring. Hamstring says okay, kick into the hand to lift back up. And just hinging at the hips, torso moving as a unit. And coming down halfway, hold. With grace and control, release the ankle. Hug your right knee in, root your hips back. 2 domes touch light to the mat, slide to bright. Arms push strong, eyes look forward, hitch kicks, so these can be low. Just shifting the weight side to side. These can get a little higher. Push the ground away, arms so strong. Higher, higher, higher. Land down. 2 feet to the ground. Root the hips back. Rise up, open belly. Take a pause. Shifting to the other side. 2 seeds connect low by the belly. Little spring in the knees, knees forward, hips back. Chin lifted, throat open. Shift weight to the right, hover left heel. Dig, drag, picks up the foot, hero the ankle. Hips root back, belly stays long, feel into the back of the heart. Pulse center. And pulsing standing leg, option, add a little bicycle pedal. It's kind of like I imagine tapping your head and rubbing your belly. And find some stillness. Sit your hips back to step the left paw back. 2 seeds push forward, interlace in front of you, and then place to the top of the crown. Keep your hips rooting back, sit low, and then rise up into the resistance of your hands. Release 2 seeds forward. Little spring cross ankle. Knee stays narrow, sit the hips back, arms rise. Pump down, ribs rise. Place 2 seeds to the base of the thighs. So first stop is here, just creating that length by pressing the thighs down, ribs lifting up, chin lifted, throat open. Second stop, sit slower, roots the hips further back. Hands to the shin, resist your ribs forward. Add a little twist here. Right seed connects to somewhere along the left thigh. Left hand catches underneath the right ribs, spirals ribs up towards the left side, and then extend left arm long to the right. Keep the hips rooted back, belly soft, and chin lifted, throat open, using the seed against the thigh to resist. One more full inhale. Exhale, release 2 seeds forward. Cross all the way over. Knees forward, hips root back, and then sweep the hands back, ecstasy. Lifting up, lengthening, open the belly. Now hold your roots, knees forward, hips back, toes connected, and then rise from there. One more lift. Neutral spine. Left heel kicks your bum, heel press, connecting engagement, and then catch the outside edge of the ankle and hero your foot. Standing leg stays bent. Left knee hugs forward, hips root back. Belly's long, pushing length into the ribs. First stop is here, holding balance. Second stop comes with me for a rebound, coming down halfway or all the way. Your hamstring will tell you when it's time to kick into the hand to lift back up. So it's a literal hinging at the hips and then hinging back up. Next time you come down halfway, hold here. Releasing the ankle with grace and control, hug your left knee in, root your hips back, belly stays long, 2 domes touch light, slide to bright, and push the ground away, hitch kick, side to side. Landing light, push the ground, eyes look forward. I like to say, like, paint a rainbow with your bum, so it's like the hips that move more than your legs. Externally rotate, right hand, twist cat left. And pulsing here, these are your last. Right hip releases down. Seated side twist. This time come on a right forearm on an angle to the top left hand corner of the mat. If it feels good, left foot can creep in front of the left thigh. I'm going to keep the hips behind the heart. This elbow can be ahead of the shoulder too, so give yourself space to keep your belly long. If you linked up your foot, unlink it. 2 hands forward, twist back. Crouching cat, pulse center. And pedal heels. Externally rotate left hand, twist cat right. Last pulses here. And we're lowering your left hip down, hips behind the heart. And coming onto a left forearm on an angle to the top right hand corner of the mat. You can keep this chill just like so, or you can creep your right foot in front of the left thigh. Resist the knee away from you energetically. Right dome out to the side. Elbow ahead of the shoulder so you give yourself space to stay long. Unlink your leg. Slide your left arm long. Lie onto your side so that you can lie onto your back. Shimmy hips, heart, head to the center of the mat. Catch your knees, freedom pose. And release the left foot down. Interlace your hands behind the right thigh, thigh root pose. Allow the thigh to pull heavy away from you so the arms pull long. The shoulder blades get broad. Hero the ankle, so that inner ankle squinch, soft top paw. Heel energetically kicks up towards the sky. Chin is lifted, throat is open. Little gentle shaking in the leg is normal. Right ankle over top of left thigh. Left foot presses into the mat, picks your bum up, inches it to the right for a twist to the left. Right foot to the left. Option to take your left hand to your right ankle. Right hand chin-up bar. Option here to create an IT stretch in the right leg, so extending the right leg long towards the left. And keep your hollow in the back of the knee. Pad to paw, or give yourself a little kickstand. Back up through center. Fix the hips, press the foot into the mat, and we'll switch sides. Interlace hand behind the left thigh, thigh root pose, thigh pulls heavy away from you. And kicking a wave leg up towards the sky. Little inner ankle squinch, soft top paw, heel kicks up towards the sky, chin lifted, throat open. The action of like rooting the femur into the hip socket is here. And just noticing like I can get a really nice, beautiful stretch in my hamstring here as long as I keep my lower lumbar lifted in. If I had it smashed down, my flexibility gets a lot more intense, but also less aligned. Cross ankle. Press your right foot into the mat, pick your bum up, inch it to the left just a little bit, twist right. Right hand can catch your left ankle, left hand chin-up bar behind. Option for that IT stretch, so either making yourself a kickstand here or pad to paw. I'm going to keep a hollow in the back of our knee, so trying not to lock out the knees ever. Back up through center. Fix your butt. Feet behind the sits bones, two hands chin up bar, tick-tock the knees side to side. And when it feels right, extend your legs long. Hands to the bum, spread the cheeks, big bear hug. Grab the shoulders, broaden. Arms out to the side, palms up or down, you can decide. Press your head into the mat, lift up your chin, open your throat. Big full inhale. Deep exhale, lets it go. Allow yourself to really let go and surrender into your full weightiness, into your full physicality, and let yourself be held by the earth, by your floor. Notice if you're holding anywhere and just let go. Using this full moon to release, complete, nurture, love up yourself. And please stay for an extended amount of time if you have it. Rest is sweet, especially after work. And let yourself really integrate and absorb all of the goodness that you've just done, the strong. If you have questions or something didn't feel right, just send a note. Thank you for being here. Love you lots, and yeah, holler. Have a beautiful day.